All right, let's talk about something that, let's be honest, can feel like a total chore, performance planning. But I want you to try and see it differently. Forget the corporate paperwork for a second. Think of this as your personal roadmap, a tool that puts you in the driver's seat of your own career.
Does this question give you that little pit in your stomach? Yeah, for most of us it does. That idea of a formal annual review feels like you're about to get a grade on your report card. It's this high-pressure, backward-looking thing that frankly just doesn't work that well.
But check this out. There's a massive shift happening. We're moving away from that old-school tick-box exercise that's all about judging what you did in the past. The modern way to do this is all about the future. It's a conversation. It's not about what you did wrong. It's about where you want to go and how we can get you there. It's a total switch from judgment to coaching.
So, let's put a name to this new approach. We're officially moving beyond that one-time dreaded annual review. We're stepping into something much more dynamic, called performance and development planning.
Okay, don't let the corporate speak fool you. Performance and development planning, or PDP, is actually super simple at its core. It's all about connecting two things: the what you're supposed to achieve, and the how you're going to build the skills to actually do it. It's the bridge that connects your goals with your growth. Simple as that. Let's break that down. The first piece of the puzzle is performance. This is the what. This is all about getting crystal clear on what success looks like for you. What are the main things you're responsible for? What are your goals? This basically defines your destination.
And here's the other side of that coin: development. This is the how. This is your game plan for building the skills you need to get to that destination we just talked about. See? The what and the how, they're not two separate things. They are totally, completely locked together.
Okay, so every journey needs a starting point, right? The very first step in building your career roadmap is to really understand what your role is all about. What's its true value? Let's figure out how to chart that course. Now, this is a really important mental shift. You don't just have a job. A job is kind of like a static checklist of tasks somebody gives you, but a role is a dynamic set of contributions you make. A job encourages you to just follow the list. A role empowers you to take ownership and actually create an impact.
So how do we define that value? We use something called Key Result Areas, or KRAs. I want you to forget about long, boring lists of duties. KRAs are all about the 3 to 5 most important outcomes you're here to create. So instead of a task like write blog posts, your KRA might be increase website traffic by creating awesome content. See the difference? It answers the big question: why am I even here?
So, once you know your key result areas, your main purpose, well, now you need to set a clear destination. And this is where goals come in. But not just any goals. We need goals that are actually going to get you somewhere. And for that, we turn to the classic SMART framework.
First up, S is for specific. You have to be incredibly clear. Get better at my job isn't a goal, it's a wish. A specific goal is something like reduce customer response time from 24 hours to 12 hours. Now that is a target you can actually aim for.
Next is M for measurable. It's simple. If you can't measure it, how in the world will you know if you've succeeded? You've got to have a way to track your progress and know when you've crossed the finish line. It's the only way to know for sure that you've won. Then we have A for achievable. Look, a great goal should push you a little bit, right? It should be just outside your comfort zone. But it shouldn't be so far out there that it's impossible. You want a challenge that inspires you, not one that crushes your spirit before you even start.
This one is so important. R for relevant. Does this goal actually matter? Does it connect back to those key result areas we defined? You have to make sure the ladder you're climbing is leaning against the right wall. This ensures your hard work is actually making an impact.
And finally, T for time-bound. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. Putting a date on it creates a little bit of healthy pressure and gives you a very clear finish line to run towards. Without it, someday almost always turns into never.
Okay, you've got your destination plugged into the GPS with your SMART goals. Now, how do you actually drive there? That's where your personal development plan comes in. This is your turn-by-turn navigation for the journey.
And this right here is a really powerful idea. Growth isn't something that just happens in a classroom once a year. It happens every single day in the middle of your actual work. Every meeting, every project, every single task is a chance to learn something new and get a little bit better.
And just look at all these options. Your development plan isn't just take a course. It's like a whole menu you can choose from. Maybe you ask to be put on a strategic project to learn a new skill. Or maybe it's as simple as taking 2 minutes after a task to ask yourself, what did I learn and what would I do differently next time? The point is, you have to be an active participant in your own growth.
So as we start to bring this all together, I really want to circle back to that main idea. This whole process, this whole framework is about one thing: changing the game from a scary report card to an exciting, collaborative conversation about your future.
And it's not a one-time thing. It's a cycle that just keeps going. You plan your goals, you do the work, learning as you go. You check in with your manager to get feedback, and you grow, reflecting on what you've learned and identifying new skills. And then the cycle starts all over again. But this time, you're smarter and stronger than before.
So if you remember nothing else, remember this. It is your career. You are in charge. You own your goals. You own your development. Nobody is going to care about it as much as you do. This whole PDP thing, it's just the tool that empowers you to finally take the wheel.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. After everything we've just talked about, what's the very first, maybe even tiny step you can take today to start building your own career roadmap?